Hello everyone, I am Brittany Dixon, your Miss Earth Australia 2020. I want to welcome you to two of our country's most iconic landmarks right in the heart of Sydney, the stunning Sydney Harbour Bridge and spectacular Sydney Opera House. These iconic landmarks capture the spirit of every Australian as one of the cultural epicentres of our country. One fascinating fact about Australia is that it is home to some of the most unique wildlife on the planet, with more than 80% that can't be found anywhere else. From the cute and cuddly koalas, kangaroos and quokkas, to the deadly venomous snakes, birds of prey and crocodiles, everything serves its role to balance our one-of-a-kind ecosystems. And as a wildlife warrior, I couldn't think of a more fitting ecotourism opportunity than right here at Sydney Wildlife Park in Darling Harbour, which is in the central business district of Sydney. Here you can get up close and personal and learn exciting facts about some of the beautiful creatures that our country has to offer. My love of wildlife and nature led me to studying animal and veterinary bioscience at the University of Sydney. And part of my studies was that I had the opportunity to do some pretty amazing works all around Australia. From free diving and catching sharks in the crystal clear waters of Jervis Bay to helping out with cane toad management in the top end of the Northern Territory. These incredible experiences really affirmed what I wanted to do for my life, to make a real positive difference in the environment. That is why I pursued a career with the New South Wales National Parks and Wildlife Service as a valued member of the wildlife team who ensures that Australia's plants and animals are protected every day for the future generations to come. One of the toughest moments in my life is when I was diagnosed with brain cancer in 2017 whilst competing for Miss Earth Australia. My diagnosis lit a fire in me and it helped me look at my life positively and motivated me to keep on chasing my dreams. And with God's graces, when I got better after a year of treatment, I continued my advocacy for wildlife conservation. As an animal lover, I continued raising awareness that the loss of biodiversity is a serious environmental issue that requires our attention. It is vital to remember that we rely on these living systems to survive. We rely on them for food security, the water we drink, and the air that we breathe. This is the reason that I am very supportive of any environmental initiatives in our country that address the 5 R's: rethink, reduce, reuse, recycle, and respect. One of these organisations is TerraCycle. It is a social enterprise that is committed to eliminating the idea of waste in Australia. They collect plastic waste and recycle these into new products. Through this program across Australia, it helps keep millions of pieces of plastic out of our landfill every year. I can't think of anything else that I want to do for the rest of my life. For such a long time now, I've been a part of so many activities that help our environment, from planting trees and nurturing our reserves to cleaning up beaches in our community, and from contributing to scientific research to different projects in my work. Before being a beauty queen, I have always been an environmental advocate first. If at the end of this journey, with or without the Miss Earth crown, I will continue my passion to raise awareness in saving our threatened species and by conserving the beauty of our planet Earth and making her a greener place to live in. And by doing that, I know I will have lived a meaningful life and will be forever grateful that I somehow made a difference. Thank you very much. I am Brittany Dixon. I am Miss Earth Australia. I am Woman of the Earth. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. A warm and green afternoon to everyone, and welcome to the biggest advocacy-driven beauty pageant in the country. This is Miss Earth Australia 2021. Thank you for joining us again this lovely afternoon. I am Brittany Dixon, your current Miss Earth Australia. And before we start, I would like to thank our sponsor this afternoon who made this pre-pageant presentation, the evening gown round, possible, Mega World International. And of course, Mega World International is headed by the ever-energetic Managing Director and Executive Vice President, Maravik Acosta, and the Vice President for Asia and Pacific 3, Liz Angeles. Thank you very much. And to all of our viewers who are watching us live via our official Miss Earth Australia Facebook and YouTube page, I want to thank you from wherever you are watching us in the world right now. Please continue showing your support for our national finalists by sharing your messages, reactions, and feedback in the comments section throughout this afternoon. Yesterday was the third round of our pre-pageant presentation, where our national finalists presented themselves in the poise and body round, commonly known as the swimwear round. Our judges scored our national finalists based on 3 distinct criteria: fitness, form, and poise. Today, for the continuation of the competition, our national finalists will be competing in the 4th round of the pre-pageant presentation, the evening gown round. This afternoon, our national finalists will be strutting their celestial beauty as the judges score their presentation based on styling, hair, and makeup, and their overall presentation. Besides being in pageantry for the opportunity to spread a message and promote environmental action around the earth, I did always watch the evening gown presentations in awe. Some of the designers out there are next level. And there's just something so mesmerizing when a woman can carry a piece of fabric so effortlessly, even when the gowns weigh up to like 10 kilos sometimes, and they're balancing in 6-inch heels. And some people say pageantry isn't a sport. What do they know? And of course, this afternoon would not be complete without the help of our panel of judges joining us again this afternoon. Let us welcome them all back. Our first judge is a beauty queen herself and an advocate for fitness and health, a sports enthusiast who loves running, hiking, boxing, and football. No one would ever dare to harass or bully this queen, as she's also a black belter in Taekwondo. She has a bachelor in clinical science and is currently completing her 2nd degree in paramedicine. She loves to volunteer with various networks, providing underprivileged communities with resources and knowledge in health and fitness. Please welcome Giselle Alaka.
Hi, Brittany.
Hi, Giselle. Great to have you back.
Thanks for having me back.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about your favorite part of pageants and, whether it's like a specific round or something more general?
Yeah, of course. My favorite part about pageants, I guess, is just the overall advocacy specific to each pageant. With this Miss Earth one, it's great to see all the girls have such a strong advocacy and passion for the environment. And same goes for myself when I compete in various pageants. It's really nice to have that platform to speak on something that you truly care about and having such an audience to influence and impact on. So yeah.
I love it. Do you want to tell us a little bit about maybe one of your past advocacies?
Yeah, of course. So one of my past advocacies was when I competed in Miss Philippines Australia. That was back in 2018. So a big advocacy for that was to raise money for the less fortunate. It's more specifically the orphanages and the less fortunate children in the Philippines. So that was very close to my heart, having visited there firsthand and seeing how it's like to live in that way. So raising money and awareness here in such a lucky and developed country was really great to bring back and visit them as well and show them what we've done.
Thank you, Giselle. That's so lovely, and being able to help people when we are privileged and in that position to do so is so heartwarming. So thank you.
Thanks.
Our next judge is a best-selling author and pageant consultant. Since 2016, he has interviewed over 200 pageant queens from around the world and consulted with contestants from all 5 Grand Slam pageants. Recently, he published his book, Confessions of a Pageant Queen, that features 160 pageant queens from around the world, including our current Miss Earth 2020, Lindsay Coffey, on the cover. He loves coffee, dark chocolate, and red wine, often at the same time. He's also a keen tennis player and a former coach. Our second judge, the founder of the Pageant Project, Adrian Kwan.
Good afternoon, Brittany. How are you?
I'm going great. Welcome back, Adrian. You've challenged me to surprise you today. So a quick question for you. If you were competing today, what colour gown would you be wearing and why?
Well, I mean, given that it's Miss Earth Australia, I'd have to go with the green. I have seen some very beautiful dark green gowns. So I would go with dark green. Having said that, no one needs to see me in a gown. It ain't happening. I do know that I'm a size 6. Don't ask me how I know that.
If you join us in a future stream, you are wearing a gown. On a more serious note, tell us a little bit about your most memorable pageant queen interview.
Oh God, most memorable. Okay, well, let's say I can't answer you, just to say that we can't put that out there. I think the most memorable one, probably, I'd go with Marissa Page Butler, who's from the United States, a current Miss Earth United States. So she'll be competing internationally this year. Why was because she's incredibly intelligent, but incredibly fierce at the same time. I think she's a 3-sport athlete from college. And it was a little bit intimidating. Sometimes when I get on an interview, you can tell the girl would be a lot of fun, very bubbly. And then there's other girls that you have to sort of trade with a little bit before they sort of trust you and respect you. So that is probably the most memorable interview. That is a hard question, though.
Impressive. And I'm sure she'll be a wonderful representative from the United States, but Australia's going to get them this year.
She'll be stiff competition, let's put it that way.
I know. Well, thank you, Adrian. Our third judge this afternoon is veteran pageant journalist and is the publisher behind the owner of, He's a veteran pageant journalist and is the publisher behind and the owner of TPP Media Network International, the media organization of Philippine pageantry and the most followed and liked pageantry news page on social media. He is also the founder of the Pageant Press Society of the Philippines, a welfare and professional group of pageant media and bloggers. An animal parent of 7 dogs, 1 cat, 5 crayfish, and 1 sun conure parrot, he is also a green thumb and a bonsai enthusiast. Let us give a warm welcome to our third judge, an outspoken critic in pageantry, Tristan Francisco.
Hello, Brittany. Nice seeing you again, and I'm very excited for this afternoon's evening gown competition.
As am I, and we did mention that you have a bonsai, and we were speaking about it before. You've got it in the background there for Miss Earth.
That's one of the bonsais that I have. It's a water jasmine bonsai.
Wow. I need to educate myself on bonsai, but that's amazing.
It helps me relax during this pandemic lockdowns here in Manila.
Yeah, it's so important to do something for your mental health.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Tristan, why is the evening wear round in pageantry so important?
From a different perspectives will give you different answers. But from the exact definition of the word pageant or pageantry, this is one of the main aspects of the show, of the glitz and glam of the whole pageant. So it will also show not just the poise, but how a woman carries herself, what she thinks of herself, and then how she believes that she can exude that elegance to make other people see what we do not see.
I love it. And yeah, being able to pull off a gown and make it look like you're wearing a crown even when you're not wearing one.
Yes, exactly.
So I love that. Thank you so much, Tristan. And of course, our last judge this lovely afternoon is a full-time university student working on a double degree in global sustainability and politics. When she was around 10 years old, her family left their home in Melbourne and travelled around Australia for 14 months in their camper trailer. This gave her a deep love of the Australian environment. After, her family moved to a small rural town in the southern Riverina, where she fell more in love with the variety of native flora and fauna that nature had to offer. When she became part of the Miss Earth Australia family, she started on a mission to spread love and awareness about our planet and nature. Our very own Miss Air Australia 2020 and my sister queen, Sheridan Mortlock.
Good afternoon, Brittany. How are you?
Hi, Sheridan. I'm going great, enjoying hosting and judging. It's a lot to balance, but loving it. You were able to get to know the finalists before the competition started. So how does it feel for you to be judging the ladies today?
It feels very interesting. I haven't judged a pageant before. I've usually been on the other side. But I feel very lucky that I was able to have that experience at the beginning where I sort of get to know them one-on-one, because I feel like that way I can see, more their personality come through when we do watch these videos of the pre-pageant rounds. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing them today.
I love it. And you'll definitely be able to see their growth since you spoke to them those couple of weeks ago. So thank you to all of our judges. I know everyone is now excited for this round of the pre-pageant presentation. And we're not going to be crossing to the green room today. So without further ado, let us welcome back our first batch of national finalists in the evening gown round.
Angela Sterhova, Victoria, Emily Side, New South Wales. Iris Lee, South Australia.
What an amazing first batch of finalists. And we are going to welcome our first one, Angela Sturjova from Victoria. Hi, Angela. You really pulled off that gown. It felt like it was very you, just based on what I know of your personality. I'm going to see if Adrian has a question or a comment he would like to share with you about your presentation.
Yeah. Hi, Angela. How are you?
Hi. Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I loved your gown. Just a question about it. What made you decide to go with sort of the asymmetrical look? So it's off one shoulder. I think it looks phenomenal. But what was the story behind finding your perfect gown for this afternoon?
Yeah, so for me, I was really looking for a gown that really explained my personality and really explained my style. So for me, it was quite traditionally feminine, but also elegant, and also just quite a classic look. So that was the story behind why I went for that. And I went for the green color as well because I thought it was so indicative of the birth pageant. I went for the sparkles too because for me, my whole advocacy is endangered languages, and so the way I see it is that languages are all puzzle pieces of the world. And if we had some of the fall off or not be on the dress at all, or it just wouldn't be as pretty. So for me, in the same way that languages are the beauty of the world, I wanted to show that through my dress.
That's amazing. And I think the colour is a perfect choice for this pageant. So well done there.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Adrian, and thank you, Angela. Tristan, do you have a question or comment you'd like to share with Angela today? You are on mute, Tristan.
Yesterday, I mentioned that she was kind of shy for me, but this gown, her performance showed her personality. She was really happy, she was enjoying, and she was very elegant.
Thank you so
So
much.
that's not a question.
That's all right. But thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
You're very gorgeous. Actually, you're
Thank
the
you.
most charming. So you're very charming.
I certainly
thank you.
agree with that.
Thank you. That's so sweet. For me, I always try to lead with my heart, and I just wanted my personality to show through. So I hope that during this time, in each round, whether it's been the body and poise round or the talent round or this round, I just really hope that my heart has come through because that's how I lead my life. And if I was lucky enough to be Miss Earth Australia, that would be the way that I would want to advocate and lead my year.
I love it. Thank you so much, Angela. We will let you go now, and we are going to welcome in our next finalist, Emily Side from New South Wales. Welcome, Emily.
Hello.
You looked very radiant throughout your performance. I'm going to call on Sheridan to ask you your question.
I'm like, okay, make sure I turn that off before I start. I'll start again. Hello, Emily. I hope that you're doing well. I absolutely loved the walk pattern that you put into your presentation, so you could really see all of that train at the end of the dress. And I love seeing the detail more up close here on the video. I think it looks absolutely stunning. My question for you is, what's the story behind the location? Why did you pick that garden to shoot your scene in?
Well, that garden, Sheridan, is actually, it's in Young. So I'm from Wagga Wagga in regional New South Wales, and it's about probably 2 hours from Wagga. So I was able to go and film there. And the reason that I chose that location was because I thought it was such a beautiful spot. It showed so much of Young's native plants there, and it was just such a beautiful backdrop. I felt so comfortable being there, and I think it really showed off my dress really well as well, because I felt comfortable in that area, and yeah, that was the main reason that I chose that area. I do love to go. It's called Chinaman's Dam in Young, so I do love to go there and feed the ducks sometimes and have my lunch there. So it's kind of a happy spot for me.
Thank you, Emily.
Thank you.
We will get you another question. Adrian.
Hi, Emily. How are you?
I'm well, thanks, Adrian. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I loved the choice of gown. I loved the train. Sheridan, bless, actually stole my question. So I'm going to ask you another one. Obviously, Miss Earth has a heavy environmental advocacy. So did that environmental advocacy play into your choice of gown at all?
Yes, absolutely it did. So Miss Earth's environmental advocacy, the reason that I chose to participate in Miss Earth was because I felt that our beliefs were aligned. And my advocacy is about highlighting our natural ecosystems and also to raise awareness and reduce global consumer consumption. So my beautiful gown is actually pre-loved. I purchased it from Facebook and the marketplace there. And the reason that I wanted to do that was to show people that you don't have to always go out and buy brand new gowns or garments, whatever it is. It is such a big part of my legacy, a part of my advocacy. And in fact, there's a crazy fact in Australia, 6 tons of clothing is actually thrown out every 10 minutes in Australia. So in just 1 hour, 36 tons of garments are generally going straight to landfill. So I want to get that awareness out there, and I think this was a really fantastic way. It was only worn once, this gown, and I absolutely fell in love with it. I love the detailing, the flowers. I thought that was very indicative of Miss Earth.
Perfect. Reducing fast fashion.
Exactly.
We all love to see it. Thank you so much, Emily. Our last finalist for our first batch is Miss Iris Lee from South Australia.
Hello everyone, my name is Iris.
Hi there, Iris. Your gown floated beautifully as you walked. I'm going to call on Giselle to ask you a question or give you a comment.
Hi, Iris. How are you?
Hello, good to see you again.
It's nice to see you again. So just commenting on that presentation, I just want to say I loved the aura. I loved everything about it. I loved your hair, your makeup, everything seemed to fit really well together. And of course, the venue, beautiful. My question is in regards to the dress. I see that you're wearing a red, and I love red. I love wearing red as well. It was very bold. It was a very bold choice, and it seemed to match the confidence. And if I'm not wrong, the personality. So can you, if my question just surrounds, do you think the color red does match your personality? If not, then explain why.
Thank you for the question. So this dress is actually designed by me. It was inspired by the beauty of the butterfly, especially the metamorphosis cycle and the fire element, just like you said, because I find fire is my personality, strong, passionate, warm, and resilient. I actually was bullied for being ugly when I was younger, and 13 years later, I'm standing here in front of you as a pageant contestant, a published book author, a registered nurse, a singer, and a model. So this dress is a story of my life, transforming from a caterpillar to a butterfly and rising like a phoenix from the ashes to become stronger and wiser. So that is the meaning of this dress.
Wow, that's absolutely beautiful. The dress itself is so symbolic. So it's beautiful, and the way you presented it and the way you wore it. Yeah, you should be proud.
Thank you.
What a phenomenal explanation. Sheridan, do you have a question that Iris might be able to tell us more about?
I sure do. Again, beautiful dress, and I love the story behind it, Iris. I love that you designed it yourself. I really love when contestants have a story behind their gown. I think it just makes it that little extra bit special. You had great facial expressions in your performance, and I noticed your gown was very long, and you seemed to manage it well when you did that turn. But I was just wondering how you practiced your walk for the evening gown section.
I actually have a coach to coach me for the catwalk, for the evening gown, and the swimwear round. And I normally practice about an hour a day for the last few weeks. So I think that's the secret. Is practice makes perfect. I just practice a lot when I'm at home, in the garden, even on the street and at work. If I'm walking to a patient's room, I'll sometimes catwalk if no one's watching. I think I have to squeeze in as much practice as I can.
I love that dedication.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Iris. I used to do it on my walk to uni. Let's welcome back our second batch of finalists now. Oh, wait, hold on. Not yet. First, we'll read some comments. So we have Toi Tao Hoang Lee. I'm so terrible if that's a bad pronunciation. Friendly Smile, Iris Lee. We have Liz Umali Angelas, beautiful ladies on their gorgeous gowns. Lorraine Sharp Miller, stunning gown, Emily. Dashed Land, so creative, Iris Lee. Fidelis Chris, stunning Angela, so confident in the dress. Yeah, so that's a comment for every one of our finalists there. And now we can move on to our second batch of lovely ladies.
Jessie Fawn, Victoria. Jessica Markey, New South Wales. Nicole Wilson, Victoria.
Another amazing batch of finalists there. And we are going to welcome back our first one. We have Jessie Fawn. That felt like a princess story. So we will have Tristan ask you your first question or provide you a comment on your presentation.
I have to unmute myself first. Jesse from Victoria, it seems like you brought us to another era with your presentation. And I just got confused because I thought I was watching a preliminary evening gown competition, but it's sort of like it brought me back to Game of Thrones, a show of Game of Thrones. So you were very ethereal, you were very beautiful, and I think you chose this gown because it really showed your personality. Maybe because also of your gaming uh, environment that you're in.
Actually, the main reason I chose this gown is from a Melbourne designer her name's Laris Designs. A lot of her gowns are based off of nature, so this is more of like the white floral one. It was the best it could sort of get to me in time with lockdown. But yeah, I specifically chose to work with her because all of her gowns are sort of nature based. She hand makes them and she reuses them for multiple different purposes, different photo shoots. So I was really keen to work with those smaller boutique designers, and one who's carries like a very similar message in her work. And I did
That's why
think
you
it was
look like
I did think it was really unique. So.
that's yes, you were very beautiful and you look like a fairy. That's why you chose that. You look like a fairy
Well,
for nature.
yeah, as far as nature themed, because I am in Melbourne, we couldn't do a fitting, so this was sort of given to me as the best we could get on me without doing a proper fitting.
Thanks, Jessie. That was a lovely answer and very fairy-like, as Tristan suggested. We have another question for you, and that will be coming from Jazel.
Hi, Jessie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
That's good. I'm good. Thank you. My question was in regards as well to that presentation. It was absolutely beautiful. Everything from the gown to the presentation and to the location as well. And I just wanted to say it was very graceful, the way you presented the gown and the way you walked in it. So I just wanted to ask, how do you think, or how do you present gracefulness, or how do you stay graceful, not just in the pageant world, but in your daily life?
In my daily life, I think it would be saying like humble and grateful. I think grace is the sort of way that you carry yourself. It's being able to handle conflict in a diplomatic manner. So I think it really just comes from being able to handle yourself well, and yeah, just stay calm in almost any situation. And I am a relatively calm person, so that's where I think grace mostly comes from.
Yeah, definitely. And you definitely show that. So yeah, it's great.
Okay, thank you so much, Jessie. We are going to be moving on now to Jessica Markey from New South Wales.
Hello.
Hi, Jessica. The lighting, it looks like it was a football field or something, but it worked so beautifully.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll have Adrian ask you a question or provide you a comment.
Hi, Jessica. Brittany this time has stolen my comment. Last time Sheridan stole my question. I was going to mention the fact I saw the light, the night backdrop, and I think it looks absolutely stunning. Your dress, the details, particularly off the shoulder, and the way it fit you, I thought was perfect. Can I just ask, what made you decide to go with that color? Were there other colors that you considered? What made this your final choice?
Yeah, I mean, my other colors were red and gold, but I had worn those colors before, and I just wanted to see how I would feel like in a silver color. And then when I tried it on, it just made me feel like strong and empowered. So that's why I went with this, and it matched with my earrings that I already had. So I was like, I'm gonna go with this one. And yes, the field was such a good choice, and it was my mom's choice. She saw it and she's like, let's film there, and she's watching now, so I thought I'd shout out.
Clever, Mum. Good on you, Mum. That, I don't know whether that was pre-thought or not, but it worked really, really well. So well done.
Thank you.
Always good to shout out, Mum. Sheridan, do you have a comment or a question that you'd like to pass on to Jessica?
I sure do, Adrian. Now you have taken my comment back from me. I was going to ask you about if there was any inspiration from the dress, but I just wanted to quickly say that I love the dress and I love the way you wore it and your different facial expressions, and you were giving us turns and you were giving us your personality. And I think that's super important when it comes to this area of competition. And also walking in grass, I can imagine it must be difficult. Your heels might sink into that just from my own experience. But what was the reason behind your styling with your hair and your makeup today? Was there any inspiration about that?
Today or in the video? I mean, I guess it's the same. So I personally feel I don't know, like my hair when it's out like this, I have extensions in right now. I just feel really confident. I just feel beautiful. I feel put together, and I've never worn anything like this before, like a dress like this before. And so that's why, and because it just makes me feel like, especially in lockdown, I organized all of this during lockdown. So being able to actually glam up and feel nice and feel pretty and feeling like, you know, like, look at me, I'm doing a beauty pageant. It was just like really exciting. And in terms of my makeup, I just did it myself, like an hour before this.
Well, it's stunning. Great job.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Jessica. We'll let you go. And we are going to welcome in our last finalist for this batch, Nicole Wilson.
Hi.
Hi, I'm sure I'm going to steal someone's question, but always walking on the tricky terrain. Is this a strategy of yours to showcase, you know, wonderful Victoria?
I guess so. I mean, it's working. I'm showcasing nature, and that's what this is meant to be about. So if it's helping.
I love it. Okay, now I will let a judge ask you a question. Miss Giselle, do you have a question?
Yep. And Brittany, you didn't steal my question. You kind of did, but I'll just go off it. Going off the whole nature aspect of the video, I see that you are always outside enjoying, the beautiful sun and near the water and everything. And I just wanted to say that it was a very natural vibe, a natural beauty that you presented. How do you think that staying natural and to yourself and really loving yourself in a natural way is important?
I'm really lucky I live near the beach, so I'm there pretty much all the time. It's just down the road from me. I am generally always very natural. Even my makeup today is glam, but natural glam. And I think it's really important to just try and stay true to yourself. And beauty is really how you feel and how you portray yourself and how you treat other people. The most beautiful people I know have always been really generous and kind, and I think that's so much more important than what's on the outside. So being really natural and true to yourself.
I completely agree. Completely agree with that. Yeah.
Thank you. Tristan, do you have a comment or question for Nicole?
The first thing that I would say is that I didn't say this yesterday. You were so poised during the swimwear wearing those heels. You repeated it again, and your gown flowed so smoothly. It went perfect with the background, with the setting. And can you tell us why did you choose this specific style or cut of dress to present to us today?
I've actually never worn this style before. I usually go for more tighter fitting dresses, but I wanted something natural and flowy that would match the environment and work really well outdoors. So I love the shots in the wind where the dress is picking it up, and I feel like it just really adds to the natural beauty that I was going for.
So that it went perfect.
Thank you.
Exactly right. And we're going to let you go, Nicole, but we're also going to read some comments from the Facebook Live and our YouTube. Oh, this is lovely. Lei Carlo Oliveira's the second. Brittany is such an inspirational queen. Thank you. And Nguyen Huang, I myself like the judges' questions and comments. They are very lovely questions, contributing a lot to bringing the confidence to all of our beautiful ladies. Thank you all, nice judges. Go us, go team. Amy, sure enough, naturally beautiful inside and out, Nikki Wilson. Malina Calderman, Jessica Markey, who else is getting major Wonder Woman vibes? I definitely am. And Rico Capilli, Supergirl panelist, Giselle Alaka. Nguyen Huang, good health to you all, the nice judges and beautiful ladies. Cindy Briones, hi Sheridan. All right, with that, we are going to move on to our third and final batch of ladies today. We're moving through this very speedily. So yeah, third batch up now.
Phoebe Sogiono, New South Wales. Victoria. Park, Western Australia.
And there we have it. That's all of our finalists for today done. Let's welcome Phoebe Sugiono. Hi there, Phoebe.
Everyone.
That was very fierce.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Let's have Sheridan ask you a question or provide a comment.
First of all, I just wanted to say it was absolutely stunning. You were so fierce and giving lots of emotion to the camera. I loved the eye contact as well. My question to you is, how did you prepare for this competition in terms of the evening gown segment?
In terms of the evening gown, well, I can start with the physical. So I do train. I try to train once a day, once every second day, just so I can, feel good and look good on camera. And when it comes to walking, I try and walk a few times a week as well. But mentally, it has been pretty challenging, I'm sure, with the other candidates as well. But the first thing I remember is why I'm doing this, and outside, going in nature, and basically remembering what I'm doing, what my purpose is, and then from then I just gain more confidence, and I just, with everything, with all the tasks that have been given to me, I've just been doing my best and trying my best, and that's all I can do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Phoebe. We also have Tristan, who is going to be asking you a question or providing comments.
Yeah.
Oh, you look gorgeous during your video presentation, Phoebe.
Thank you.
I just want to know the decision process you had to why you chose that over this gown that you're wearing now.
Yes, so I did have an original gown in mind. It was a purple sparkly dress that I did hire, but when it arrived, it was nothing like it was pictured. And time wasn't on my side, so in the end, I did borrow that dress from my sister's wardrobe. But I liked it because it fit me and it was simple and elegant. And this dress I just hired last minute as well, because I thought that dress was a bit too simple. I wanted to glam it up a little bit, and since this is the evening gown round, I thought it was fitting. Plus, it's 8 kilos, so it's worth it. I'm exercising right now.
You actually look great on either of those two gowns.
Thank you so much.
So wonderful. Thank you so much, Phoebe. We will move on to our next finalist, Sarah Chute.
Hello.
Hi, Sarah. Wearing such a royal colour.
Oh, thank you.
We will have Adrian ask you a question or provide you a comment.
Hey, Sarah, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. You did really, really well. I love the color. It looked like you may have had some pretty rough ground to walk over as well. And looked like it might have even been wet. Just in terms of the color, what was the story behind finally picking this color and this gown?
Well, I have noticed that I tend to look a little bit better in the darker sort of shades. I'm not quite a bright coloured person in general. And I went with this gown because I love flowy dresses. I've always loved them. I've worn a couple of sort of tight-fitting ones, and I've noticed that they just haven't been quite for me. And I feel like, yeah, flowy ones, especially for this sort of competition, I was able to really show like what the natural air is like outside, especially on those days, because it was a little bit wet, a bit windy. Yeah, so.
Yeah, you did very well. I thought it looked a little wet.
Always got to work with the conditions that you have. Giselle, do you have any questions or comments for Sarah?
Yeah, just going off that again, it definitely did look like the weather wasn't in your favor, but that's okay. It still showed that your energy and the effort you put in, it still showed on the presentation. So I just wanted to ask, how did you feel filming that, and how did you feel in the gown when you were walking and just presenting yourself?
Well, I was a little bit cautious with the ground because it was a little bit uneven because of the slate. But I did feel really relaxed and like I was having fun just because of the flow, having the wind. I felt like I was, in one of those photo shoot sort of thing that you see. And yeah, it was just, I just felt so relaxed and I had a lot of fun.
That's good. That's the most important thing. Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much, Sarah. You definitely seem more relaxed today. I think you're in your element. Let's welcome our final contestant for tonight. We have Taylor Sharp.
Hi, everybody. I hope you're well today.
Hi, Taylor. So much detail and bodice. Let's have Tristan ask you a question or provide a comment.
Yeah, Taylor, you look gorgeous during your presentation as you struck in that venue that you chose to for your presentation. Why did you choose this specific gown? What was the thought process, and why would you want to show to the whole Australia that this is your new Miss Earth Australia?
Of course. It's lovely to speak to you again, Tristan. So this gown I actually purchased from I would say they're smaller designer. They're quite big now, but an Instagram boutique in Kosovo. I saved up for a very long time to purchase it. I had my eye on it for a while, and it's actually been the second or third time that I've worn it now. And I'm sure I have many other wears out of it. I'm pretty much all for now buying just things that you really, really, really love and that you're going to wear over and over again. So when I had the opportunity to purchase a gown that was literally made for me, it's to my body measurements, I just went for it. And I think that it just makes me exude confidence and comfortability. And I think that's such an important trait in anyone, in any woman, in any man, but definitely in a queen. So thank you. That was the reason.
Wonderful
It
reason. And Adrian, last question for today.
Hey, Taylor, how are you?
Hi, Adrian.
I love the video. I particularly love the backdrop. I thought it complemented the color of the dress well. And as Brittany said, the detailing on the bodice was phenomenal. Just the thing, even in the video and even now looking at you, the thing that struck me is the earrings. And I haven't asked this question yet. How did you arrive at the choice of accessories to go with your dress? Because if you like most girls, like choosing the accessories and choosing the shoes, etc., can sometimes take longer than choosing the actual dress itself.
So completely. I would say that shoes are a lot easier for me to choose. I definitely have a couple of tried and through pageant shoes that I love wearing, and they're my go-to heels. They're very worn in and I love them very much. They go with everything. But I love changing up the accessories. I think every time I've worn this dress, I've worn a different pair of earrings, a different hairstyle, and it just gives it such a different vibe. And yeah, you just get to really have fun with it and experiment and have a few different looks. And again, with wearing the same dress. So thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you. That's very much in the spirit of Miss Earth, being able to rewear things and, not have to get something new for every single event that we go to. So I appreciate that. And we will let you go now and have some judges' time. All right. So just between us, let's all see if we have any final, oh, wait, again, I forgot. We have to do our Facebook comments. We've got Lucy Gardoni, Jessica Markey, you always give us positive vibes. Alan Julie Chute, well done, Sarah. Danny Sid, you look stunning, Phoebe. Stephen Huang, save the best to last. Beautiful woman in a stunning evening gown, Taylor Sharp. Von Nee, Phoebe, you look fantastic no matter which gown you wear. You exude such elegance, confidence, and style. Sharon Lee Corbett, beautiful Taylor, you look stunning and so confident with your walk. And that's it. Now we can have judges talk. So I'm going to cut to each of, maybe not, another comment. Frida celebrates, everyone looked beautiful and gave great answers. So I love that. I'm going to cut to each judge, and if you have any final comments for our finalists, feel free to share them. Sheridan?
I just wanted to say to all the girls, you all did a really fantastic job. I love the evening gown, as I feel like you really get to see a lot of personality come through. And I think today we definitely did see some fantastic personalities. And it really is about how you wear the dress, not so much about the dress yourself. And you could really see the confidence shine through with the ladies. So keep it up, girls.
Thank you, Sheridan. How about Adrian?
Yeah, echoing what Sheridan said, I think this round has been amazing. I think the girls managed to show their personality, probably even more so than yesterday's round. So huge congratulations to all the girls and their video team. I know it wasn't easy. As I said, some people were shooting on football fields, some people shooting in the rain. So well done.
Totally agree. Tristan?
First, congratulations to the whole Miss Earth Australia organization for having this kind of quality of candidates that you have this year. Congratulations to the teams of each of the ladies, because just like what Adrian said, it's hard to really shoot during the lockdown, during the different weather types, etc. And it is indeed, the candidates did show their personality compared to yesterday. Yesterday, they showed their confidence, but today they really showed their personality.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot that you can say with a gown. Giselle, how about you?
Yep, I just wanted to say that it was a really great representation of confidence today as well, like the others did say. And it was great to see all the hard work that the girls put in, especially preparing in a time like this with minimal support and having to do a lot of the things by yourself. So it really showed their passion for getting ready and choosing a gown, choosing the accessories and the makeup and the location and having to put it all together to present something that they're proud of. So they should be definitely proud of themselves. They're doing very well, and just keep it up and keep showing who they are, because it's really starting to show.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to be seeing more soon with intelligence round coming up. I just wanted to see if we have any more comments that we'd like to highlight from the streams. And I've read a lot of these, so I'm going to pass to some of my fellow judges to read them. Sheridan, you go first.
Hello. So Von Naya said, amazing efforts by all the beautiful contestants, love heart emoji. It must be hard to prepare, get the dresses, etc. while in lockdown, but they all did really well.
Adrian?
I love how Sheridan said love heart emoji. Maureen Syed has said simply beautiful M.
Tristan?
Frida celebrates. Everyone looked beautiful and gave great answers.
And Giselle?
And from Marvick and Flores, well said, Giselle. Thank you, Tita.
That's rigged. That's not fair.
Well, that was great. We'll cross to each judge again one more time. Any final advice as the ladies enter the last week of the competition? Sheridan?
My advice for you for the last week is that be aware that it is the last week, and if there's anything that you're holding back, or you've looked at the current pre-pageant videos and you're like, oh, I wish I'd done that better, now's your chance. This is a great way to build confidence. It is nerve-wracking being live in front of the camera. It's a much different experience to being one-on-one and in person, but you've all done a really great job adapting to that. And so just give it your all, because you don't want to look back on the last week and be like, oh, I wish I'd done this.
100%. Adrian?
Yeah, just echoing what Sheridan said. Whether you win or don't win this year, girls, just for a lot of people who've done very well pageantry, it's been many, many, many years in the making. Brittany certainly would know about this. And when she asked me sort of which interview I sort of enjoyed the most or respected the most in some ways, I mean, Marissa Page Butler has been in pageantry for over 10 years and she's lost more times than she's won. And that's a very, very common story. So as I said yesterday, it doesn't matter where you are now, just keep an eye on where you're going, and well done today.
Great, yeah. It's you definitely have the know-how when you've spoken to so many queens. Tristan.
Oh, that's definitely a great advice coming from Adrian. Ladies, just make sure that do not think that you're going to lose just because we're going to have like four winners, but be sure that believe that this experience have already made you a winner because nobody else amongst all the ladies in Australia have experienced what you have experienced undergoing all these preparations, these presentations during the lockdown, during the minimal staff and production. So you're already a winner. But if you could do better, you're already in the finish line. So do better, perform better, be stronger because nobody else can be you but only you. So be the best you.
Wonderful advice. It's so important to embrace who you are and be able to show that to the world on, this kind of is an international stage with it being virtual.
Yes.
So I love that. And Giselle, any last advice from you?
Yeah. So as we approach the final sprint, my advice is it's always with the last couple meters left is when you give everything you've got and then you rest. So you've got a lot of the main things out of the way. Just keep going. Everything else that you've got to present and to show, not just the judges, but the world and everyone else watching, it's your time to show it. And it really showed that being in this pageant, on a virtual pageant, really, in this lockdown, it showed how passionate you are to actually commit and put all the effort in to stand up for your advocacy. So keep doing that because that is why you guys are here. So yeah, just keep pushing, keep doing what you're doing. And my last comment, I guess, would be you don't win or lose to me. It's you win or you learn. You guys have done a lot of great things, but there's always something you can work on. So don't take it as a loss. Just keep improving because that's what life's all about. I
love it. And yes, you can take a rest. Once this is all done, you can have your McDonald's feed or something more sustainable. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing the rest of what this week has to offer. But that's another round come to a close. Thank you to each and every one of our 9 finalists who have all worked so hard and are nearing the end of their journey. To our distinguished panel of judges, Giselle Alaka, Adrian Kwan, Tristan Francisco, and Sheridan Mortlock, thank you for your time this weekend and sharing your expert opinions. And another shout out to our sponsor for this afternoon, Mega World International, headed by their Managing Director and Executive Vice President, Maravik Acosta, and the Vice President for Asia and Pacific 3, Liz Angeles. Thank you very much. To Stargazer Productions, license holder and owner of Miss Earth Australia, headed by our lovely National Director, Julieta De Leon, and founder, Maria James. Thank you. To each and every one of you who has watched, thank you so much for your reactions and comments. And just another reminder that online voting is open and you only have until Friday to cast your votes. So please make sure that you like and you follow the official Facebook page for your vote to count, and we will be checking. To change things up a little bit, this Tuesday, the 21st of September at 8 p.m, we will be changing pace and coming together for the last part of the pre-pageant presentation. My favorite, the environmental speech and intelligence round. Tune into the live stream on our Miss Earth Australia Facebook and YouTube page. It's been a pleasure, and I hope you all enjoyed seeing these incredible ladies shine and sparkle tonight. I hope you have a wonderful evening.